Did you know most financiers dread unpredictable tax policy changes during interviews? In this video, you'll master the top 5 financier interview questions complete with example answers. Stay tuned to discover how to tackle the tricky challenge of new tax policies affecting your strategies. Let's delve into a crucial aspect of risk management with this question. Can you describe a time when you identified a significant financial risk and how you addressed it? Employers ask this to understand your proactive approach to risk identification and mitigation, a critical skill in finance. When tackling this question, consider the following tips. Start by specifying the financial metric or indicator that initially signaled the risk. This shows your vigilance and technical know-how. Next, detail the analytical tools or models you use to assess the impact, which highlights your technical skills and thoroughness. Finally, explain the risk mitigation strategy you implemented, and be sure to include any unexpected challenges you overcame, as this demonstrates your adaptability and problem-solving abilities. Here's what a strong answer sounds like.
Last year, while reviewing quarterly financial reports, I noticed a sudden decline in our liquidity ratio, indicating potential cash flow issues. I used a Monte Carlo simulation model to predict future cash flows under various scenarios, confirming a significant risk if market conditions worsened. To address this, I proposed a strategy to diversify our short-term investment portfolio and negotiated extended credit terms with key suppliers. As a result, we improved our liquidity position by 15% within 2 quarters, which was crucial in maintaining our credit rating.
All right, let's dive into the power of teamwork in finance. How do you collaborate to hit those big financial goals? Here's an important question for any financier. Tell me about a situation where you had to work closely with a team to achieve a financial goal. Interviewers ask this to evaluate your collaboration skills and your ability to drive financial results alongside others. When crafting your answer, keep these tips in mind. First, identify the financial goal in terms of specific metrics, like revenue growth or cost reduction. Numbers stick with hiring managers. Next, highlight a unique strategy or tool you use to enhance team collaboration. This shows your innovative approach to teamwork. And finally, discuss a challenge you faced and how your solution directly impacted the financial outcome. This demonstrates your problem-solving ability and impact. Here's what a strong answer sounds like.
In a previous role, our team was tasked with increasing quarterly sales by 15%. I coordinated with the sales and marketing teams, implementing a new CRM tool to streamline communication and data sharing. We hit an initial roadblock when the tool integration faced resistance, but I led training sessions to demonstrate its benefits. Our streamlined approach led to a 20% increase in sales, exceeding our target and improving team efficiency.
Now let's tackle the tough calls. How do you make smart financial decisions when the info is incomplete? This question digs deep into your decision-making process. Describe a difficult financial decision you had to make with incomplete information and the outcome. It's designed to reveal how you handle uncertainty and the strategies you use to mitigate risks. To craft a compelling answer, start by focusing on the financial impact. What were the stakes if the decision went wrong? This sets the stage and shows your awareness of the consequences. Next, detail the alternative scenarios you consider to navigate the uncertainty, demonstrating your analytical skills. And finally, share a lesson learned or how your approach to similar situations has evolved, which highlights your capacity for growth and adaptability. Here's how you can put these tips into practice.
Faced with a decision to invest in a volatile emerging market with limited data, I assessed the potential risk to our portfolio. I outlined 3 scenarios: aggressive investment, cautious entry, and withdrawal. By choosing a cautious entry with a protective hedge, we minimized potential losses while still capturing market growth. This taught me the importance of balancing risk with strategic foresight, and now I always ensure to have exit strategies in place for similar situations.
You're halfway through. Great job. You've already covered identifying risks and teamwork. Let's keep the momentum going as we dive into the strategic depth of finance. You're learning the questions, but knowing them isn't enough. Mock Interview Pro builds a financier preparation plan. You practice answering out loud, get real feedback, and sit through a mock interview that feels like the real thing. Link in the description. Here we go. The much anticipated question about navigating market downturns. What's your strategy when the financial seas get rough? Let's tackle a scenario you might face in finance. Imagine you have to manage a portfolio during a market downturn. How would you adjust your strategy? Interviewers ask this to see how you handle risk and make strategic decisions under pressure. To really shine in your response, start by explaining how you'd reassess asset allocation to minimize risk exposure. Next, discuss specific defensive sectors or instruments you'd consider investing in, as this shows your strategic market understanding. Finally, mention how you'd use stop-loss orders to protect against further losses, demonstrating your proactive risk management skills. Here's how you might craft a compelling answer.
During a market downturn last year, I reassessed our portfolio's asset allocation and identified high-risk sectors. I shifted investments towards defensive stocks in healthcare and utilities, which are traditionally more stable. Additionally, I implemented stop-loss orders to limit potential losses. My strategy helped preserve capital and positioned us to take advantage of buying opportunities when the market began to recover.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for. How do you handle a new tax policy shaking up your well-crafted strategy? Let's dive into a question that tests your adaptability as a financier. How would you handle a situation where a new tax policy impacts the financial strategy you've developed? This question allows interviewers to gauge your ability to stay informed, adapt quickly, and communicate effectively under changing conditions. To tackle this question effectively, first, pinpoint the exact elements of your strategy that the new tax policy impacts. Next, highlight how you collaborate with tax professionals to ensure compliance and gain deeper insights. And finally, discuss how you effectively communicate any necessary strategy adjustments to your stakeholders to maintain their confidence and alignment. Here's what a strong answer sounds like.
When a new tax policy was introduced, impacting our investment strategy, I first identified the specific areas affected, particularly our tax-efficient investment vehicles. I consulted with our in-house tax experts to understand the nuances and ensure compliance. After reevaluating our strategy, I organized a meeting with key stakeholders to explain the necessary adjustments and how they would benefit us in the long term. This approach helped us maintain stakeholder confidence and align our strategy with the new regulations.
Your interview is coming. Stop preparing alone. Mock Interview Pro builds a Financier preparation plan that adjusts to your timeline. Even if your interview is this week, it focuses on what matters most. Targeted practice, AI feedback, and a live mock interview so you walk in calm and clear. Start your preparation plan now. Link in the description. In this video, you explored key strategies for tackling financial risk, collaborating effectively with teams, making tough decisions amid uncertainty, managing portfolios during market shifts, and adapting to new tax policies. Remember, confidence is rooted in preparation, and you've taken a great step by engaging with these insights. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing for more tips to help you land that financier role. Go crush that interview.